Many years ago, I came across a few lines in a book that I connected with. They were, "It's easy to judge, but you never know another person's heart, what gives them strength and what breaks them down." I have learned to listen more and speak less. The result has been eye-opening conversations and inspirational moments that I have shared with you right here. Welcome back to my channel. It is Crystal One-on-One and we're on location at Le Chateau Brasserie Belge. With me today, I have businesswoman, mom, wifey. I have a feeling they call her wifey at home. I don't know why. I have Manuela Mulondo. Welcome to the show.
Oh, Crystal, so good to see you. I'm so excited to
have
be here.
You. How are you?
I'm constantly tired, but I'm okay. I'm fantastic though.
You know, when I sit back and look at what you're doing and look at your plans and just hear that next year you want to do this, I saw something in 2022 you want to I'm like, this is like world domination. Are you aware of how much you're doing? I always wonder.
No, I think that's kind of one of my biggest weaknesses.
Okay.
I'm constantly feeling like I'm doing nothing.
That is a strength, though, as well, because it keeps pushing you.
Yeah, it keeps pushing me. But then you see, at the end of the day, people like now, Brian, my husband, goes like, "When do you celebrate your victories, girl? Come on, like you've done this,
and you've done that, and you've done
this, you've done that. Let's go celebrate, like Manuela." And I'm like, yeah, I'll celebrate immediately. We have 15 childcare centers in the next 3 years. Like, chick, you're making profit. Like, let's work with that. Like, profit that can help you make 50. Let's work with that. Nothing. Yeah. So it's a strength, but also a huge weakness, especially for the people around you who would like to celebrate you.
And you feel like, no, I'm not there yet.
You're still going. Like, up to where? Up to where?
No, I mean, I think in terms of being self-motivated, that's the most powerful thing, because no one can motivate you but yourself. But it's a learning process to once in a while also stop and just take in the moment. And feel good about that. You can allow yourself to do that.
I hear that I should. I hear it. I promise you, when I'm going to bed, I'm sleeping, I'm saying, Manuela, think about how much you've done. Wow, Manuela's, but no, do you know what you've not done? Wow. Do you know how much you've not done? Do you know how many women are still now? Like, if a woman, I mean, I'm talking to ladies, and then someone says, I resigned my job after I'd had my child. Dead. That's it. It's like I don't have the cradle. Ended. I have to start afresh.
My goodness.
I've done nothing. If any woman resigns, say she has resigned,
she has to let go of an opportunity because she has to make that choice.
I go home like as though I've never created
and that's a reality for so many women.
For so many. Now, you see, you're not helping, Crystal. So tonight, I'm not sleeping.
I didn't say for all women.
For so many women. So
but you are changing that. You are helping.
I just feel like it needs to happen fast.
So is it the Cradle Childcare Center? That's what it is.
Cradle Childcare Center.
I saw lactation centers somewhere. I'm like, you have to explain this exactly. What do you mean?
Okay,
so we hear about lactation centers in outside countries.
Now they're happening here in Uganda. Probably about a few years ago, I actually resigned my job. I was working in the bank as manager marketing and communications with a bank, and I remember once having a presentation to do, and I love I love the boardroom. Like, I would dress, like I would wake up in the morning like the 6-inch shoe for today's presentation. They have to approve the money I'm looking for. And yes,
look at me.
Look, this money, I can make this money work for this bank. And I would get the money. I remember I entered the bank when I guess the budget was like 500. And by the time I left, we're like in 2 billion of budget for marketing. So it was quite exciting. And I had a presentation. I was going to present something on how to get the bank 1 million customers. and my boobs got full because I just had a child.
Yeah.
And the only place I could express was in a toilet.
Yeah.
That's smelly, I just couldn't express. So I expressed my milk down a drain. Now, Chris, I told you this show makes people cry. Now, why am I crying? We've just started 1 minute.
No, I can. Yeah.
So
because you're just thinking about your baby at that point.
Yes. So I expressed my milk down the drain, and you know how that's literally liquid gold.
Yes.
And I promised myself after I'm done with that presentation, I'm done.
What? That was it? That was a turning point?
Yeah, that was a turning point for me. So I left. But I'd already started the childcare center by then.
Okay, you
Only
had.
that I think it hadn't become wasn't as convicted as I was 2 years later. And it just so happened that about that time the center broke even, so it just only made sense that my presence was needed. But now I had some deeper conviction about what I was doing. And yeah, signed my letter and left. And when I went in, then everything just transformed. So before it was literally daycare center.
Was it still the cradle?
Yeah, then it was called Little Steps.
Okay.
And we had so many people coming in. Hi, do you do nursery? Do you do primary? And I remember there was a point at which we almost changed Little Steps to include a kindergarten because so many people were asking for a kindergarten.
Yes.
As if that wasn't enough, it didn't help that many people would come and tell me, I brought my child to your place. Or, Manuela, I brought my child to your place, but I didn't have a good time. And you ask, when? Why? Because I don't recognize you as a parent. Kumbe, they've taken to some little other something, little somewhere, little. I won't tell names because there are so many littles. So, out of utmost respect for the people in my same trade. And so it only made sense that we needed to change the name.
Okay.
So we called together moms and said, okay, moms, what name would make you know that this is a center for children?
For your babies.
So we went through some names, ended up with Creche and the Cradle.
Okay.
And the Cradle took it. Many times the moms would say, it makes my ovaries itch. I was like, yo. Okay.
That's a good reaction.
Yeah, so then we rebranded.
Yes.
I'd also just come from the States. I'd been selected by the Mandela Washington Fellowship to go away and learn more on early childhood, early childhood development. So I went away. And Crystal, the difference between our children and children in developed countries of the same age is so big.
Okay.
It's so big, and not just because scientifically.
Why? Why do you think that is? Is it the tension that is really targeted? Is it the environment to be confident and outspoken?
It's the relationships, the environment, and the experiences.
Okay.
The three come together. Relationships, environment, and experiences. Remember earlier we were talking about children don't play outside anymore.
Yes,
like they don't climb trees. Like you ask a 2-year-old, do you climb? They don't climb a tree. So our children's experiences have been limited to just the four corners. Now you go to a school and all of it is full of concrete.
Thank you.
There's nowhere for a child to run. Like, where do they run? The tree has been now replaced with some big, huge toy. So they don't have experiences. But also the relationship with parents. So when I came back from the States, I was big on how can I help parents in their relationships with their children. And I learned something called brain stimulation.
Okay.
It's an art.
Okay.
It's a science of making your child think critically. I learned it at a time when my son He loved cars. Like right from 6 months, you could tell this boy loves cars. 9 months, he was constantly on his belly. Like he didn't want to take time crawling, trying to walk. Like he wasn't on that plot. What was he doing? All the cars that we ever bought him, those tiny little cars, he lined them along the entire house. Toilets, bath, everywhere. He'd just go. And then after he has lined them all up, every morning, meanwhile, after he has lined them all up, you'd go to the first car, then move it an inch. Move the next, move the next, move the, and move all the cars around the house. Then come back to the first one.
And again.
Move it an inch, move the whole day till you'd pack up the cars, and then he would wake up tomorrow morning
and do the same
just
thing.
to start afresh.
Wow.
So I remember for a while thinking my son must be having a problem. He could be autistic. He could be, why is this? Let's do more things with him. Let us, all of that stuff.
Yes. Which is the reaction most people have when you don't understand.
Very good, because not talking, I'm like, there should be a problem. So at about that time, I was 4 years old, as I went to the States, and I met a boy exactly like my son.
Okay.
Only that he had a city.
Okay.
I cried. I was beside myself. I called Brian and said, Brian, why is it that a boy a few months younger than our son has a city? Please note, this city has hospital, malls, schools, in his bedroom. Like, how is it that? And then Brian said, no, of course, Manuela, he's exposed to these things. Of course, he sees roads, intertwining roads, one over the other. Oh, of course, your son would only build traffic because that's all he sees in Kampala, Uganda. Oh, Chris, I said, oh, wow, to have a clever husband who can give you some answers. The answers were very short-lived, because then I met a 2-year-old who was a bit older, maybe 2 years older than my daughter at that time.
Yeah.
She had written small pieces of paper for all the Mandela Washington Fellowship members that had come. And there were little scribbles, like nothing serious, like just scribbles of a 2-year-old. And then she says, so I wrote you a letter. I'm like, oh, how sweet. What's your name? I'm like, Manuela, and you. Anyway, this is the question she's having for all the 24 of us. And then she's asking us what countries we come from. And then she gives us like a debrief of our countries. I'm like, no.
At 2?
No. First of all, you're not even supposed to be talking as why are you giving me a debrief about Uganda? And she's asking me about the crested cranes, and she's asking me about the gorillas, and she's asking me about Mavira. What? 2 years. I said, but people, this is not correct. Later because it was kind of like a sort of reunion, I guess. We're meeting all our professors and their families and stuff. She has a piece of paper and she's scribbling again. So I ask her, hey, what are you doing? And she says, drawing. I said, drawing what? She says, Walmart. Crystal. Do you know, about 2-year-old, you ask what I draw? I say, Garden City. Do you know them? They're there? Or they say ShopRite? No? Because they usually say ball, cap, book, especially if they've gone to school. They've started kindergarten. Ball, cap, book, paper, pen, table. Yes, Crystal. Don't laugh. And so I was like, I'm sure she's going to say ball, cap, pen, book. So I'm like, what in Walmart are you drawing? Crystal, she said aisle 17.
Okay, but this child though,
I'm like, but why? But why? And she goes like, so I'm like, I'm still sure she's going to say ball, cap, pen, book, table. Please not. What is on aisle 17? I asked. She says, my favorite stuff. She talked about her favorite stuff. And say, for me, I had a mango. Like, I was furious. I was upset.
You're like, what are we not doing?
I'm like, why? Like, this child exists in the 5th poorest state in the USA, Oklahoma. Why is there a 2-year-old like this and mine is a middle class? I called Brian. I said, Brian, no, there's something I found here, it's not right. I said, Manuela, You can't compare our child to a professor's child and say, okay,
That's
it's a
what it
professor's
is.
child, it's okay. Little did I know that a few weeks later, I'd be engaging with children in their child care centers, in their schools, in their churches, for children's church. And that was a normal child.
Okay.
Crystal, that was a normal child.
So is that why your curriculum is slightly different? Because
Yes.
I remember reading that when you started out, for the first 6 months,
Yes.
was it? Only your child.
Yes.
I think that's what scares people.
Yes.
Even people start schools, they're like, you have 5 kids, and then the whole year goes by and you
And
still
you're
have 5 kids, and you're like, what am I doing?
You close even. Yes, you close. No, yeah,
Because you're doing things differently then.
Yeah, we're doing things differently. I mean, no one knew anything about a childcare center. People didn't click childcare center.
Especially like yours was 24 hours. You started out with a whole 24-hour
Yes, it was
concept?
24 hours, and it was for children before kindergarten.
Yes.
Now, most establishments of that sort had a kindergarten and a daycare.
Yeah.
So kind of daycare was on that
They'll
side.
take the little ones from about 18 months, but it's mainly...
But it was mainly kindergarten. So I remember how we made the decision for me to do that. I just done Inspire Africa. I'd won $10,000 US. So I was pretty excited. But the $10,000 US couldn't do what I had actually initially presented as an idea for Inspire Africa, which was an experiential learning center for children to take what they've learned in school outside of school. Little did I know that a few years later I would still be doing it, because that's what we're doing now. But moving, and now the story also, the story. Anyway,
there's a lot to cover.
I know, like a lot to cover. But coming back to at the point when we made the decision to start a childcare center, I went to the people that had given me the money, Amos Wekesa, and I said, can I start a childcare center? Because I'm going through things as a mother right now. I just had my firstborn, and I'm thinking that maybe it's something that we could do. He's like, yeah, obviously start. I got a friend of mine who was also looking to partner with someone. We partnered, entered business.
Okay.
6 months, only my son. Nobody clocked that business. They're like, you only do that there. The whole day. How much? No, Manuela. At least if it was kindergarten. But to just take care of my child, which the maid can do at home, nobody.
And this poor child is sitting in one space, not being stimulated, not being even attended to unless they cry.
And now that's what I found in many of the daycare centers that I went to before I had actually thought of coming up with this idea for a childcare center. The thought of a housemaid was not an option, because I want to go to heaven. Crystal, why are you laughing? Crystal, I'm a sinner. I don't need encouragement.
So you don't trust yourself?
I don't trust myself to deal with any other person. You see, I fight with my husband, who I love so much. Even I call people napate, come, we eat. Do you know that this is the man that I love? Even made vows. But we are fighting. So you, who have collected from Tororo, Kabeda Maido, who I don't know, I'm going to fight with you. Like, we're fighting over belief system, value system. Like, there was no way a maid was going to work for me. So then I started to look around for a daycare center, and I looked, and Crystal, I looked. Like I said, they were just part of kindergartens. You'd go in and it's one room, all children, all the way from 6 months up to three years before they start kindergarten are all in that room. And all they're doing is watching TV. They sleep, they eat, they watch TV, they drink. If you find the ones who are doing more, they've started very early to teach. This is 1, everybody, 2, come together, 3. I was like, no, this is not what I want. I want someone who can help me raise my child as I'm away building my career.
Exactly.
And when I don't want to say raise, we mean actually raise.
Not sit there and let the child
no, I don't not take care of my baby. Anybody can take care of a baby, but I need a partner to help me raise my child. So raising a child is very different from just taking care of that child.
True.
So we actually now had to come up with a curriculum for raising a child.
But you know, the old-fashioned way of thinking is as long as the child is fed, is clean, is dry,
you are happy.
they have a roof over their head,
they are happy. But not for the parents of these days.
Yeah,
We called
'cause
together
we know
100
better.
moms. Yes, we called about 100 moms, did a focus group. Said, if you could be a stay-home mom, what would you want your child to be able to do by the time they leave your bosom and into kindergarten? And Crystal, we have a heart for our children.
Yeah.
We just don't have anybody to help us on that journey.
Okay.
And it encompasses 4 areas. Their cognitive growth, their physical growth. Can they crawl? Can they walk? Can they talk? Can they eat? Just those basics. But then it also went into character.
Okay.
You know, like, does my child have certain character traits? And very importantly, for many Ugandan moms, their spiritual
Growth
growth.
as well.
We're like, oh wow, I'm in a deep relationship with God. I say, okay, God, this is what the moms have said. Like, what does your word say about this? And then he says, Luke 2:52. Okay, open up Luke 2:52, and Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, favor with God, and favor with man. Oh. So we're raising little Jesuses in here. He's like, yeah. So Jesus grew in wisdom, cognitive growth, in stature, physical growth, favor with God, spiritual growth, favor with man, character.
Okay.
So that put peace into my heart for what we're doing for the children.
Okay.
The only difference, therefore, became, how do you deliver this curriculum to a 1-month-old? Yeah. And now that's when I learned about childhood stimulation. It's in how you talk with them, how you read with them, how you play with them, and how you discipline them. Basics, like just those are basics. And now I learned that from abroad, not from here, from abroad. How do you talk with your child to get them thinking, to get them asking questions in those areas of cognitive, physical, spiritual?
Not because I said.
No,
do what I say.
No, because I said doesn't work. And yet you can say exactly the same thing because I said, but in a whole different way. And before they know it, they are doing it because you said. Yeah, because you said. Just allowing them to go through the consequences of their actions. They say, you see what I said? It doesn't work like that. And before you know
it's a challenge for mothers.
Yeah,
but my job is to protect them, to make sure nothing goes wrong.
Yes, I know. And unfortunately, it does go wrong. Like, there's a time when you're not there. So you need to equip your child for a time when you're not there.
So you are a chartered marketer.
Yes.
A statistician.
Yes, I am.
But then you also have
Child
like
coaches.
15, 16 years experience in childcare. I'm like,
how does this work?
How does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, but let's go back to the beginning, but now we're going far.
Yeah.
Where were you born here in Uganda?
Yes, Bambi, here, deep in Uganda. Mengo Hospital, to be precise.
Okay.
18th December, exactly a week before Christmas. My mom was hoping I would be a Christmas baby, so she'd already named me Manuela. And I came a week earlier. So, but yeah.
Okay.
Here in Uganda, no.
Okay.
I only left, entered the plane in the later years of my life. Later years, I didn't know a plane before.
Okay.
I just knew it in our book.
Okay.
This is a plane, an aeroplane. It flies. And then you see it in the sky. Like, what's happening? Yeah, that's the only thing I knew about a plane. But yeah,
where did you go to school?
Here. My earliest memory is being in Nakasero Nursery School.
Okay.
And then off to Kitante Primary School. A school near the museum by the roadside. No school is so dear to your child. It's the best in the world.
Yes.
That,
That is a song. The
that's
school
a
song, by the way.
That's school anthem.
People are like, okay.
Yeah, it's a school anthem. So after Kitante, I was whisked off in S1 to Our Lady of Good Counsel, Gayaza.
Okay.
Our Lady of Good Counsel Senior Secondary School. It's like a mine of gold. That's the only thing I remember out of the entire
How many years were you there?
4. I was there for 4.
Okay.
After I was done with the 4, I went into King's College, Bordeaux for 2 years, and then over to Macquarie University to do statistics. Yeah.
Okay. And siblings?
Siblings, I'm the 7th of 10 children.
Wow, that's a
Yeah,
big family.
yeah. Not playing.
Was your mom a stay-at-home mom?
No, she wasn't. But not all of them were her children, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 10 came from like 4 moms, so Papa.
But you were all together.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're all together except for 2 of our siblings. My dad met them later in their lives. Very special girls. But yeah, so we kind of grew up 8 of us. It's about 8 of us. I wouldn't say it was a very stable environment for a long while.
Why?
Especially after, maybe it was probably stable for a bit until I got to maybe P6, something like that. And the reality of a blended family for my mom, yeah,
Was
like
too much?
Yes, it was too much. Even for us, I think we didn't understand the dynamics of other brothers. I don't understand why it was just extremely difficult. There was so much, you did this, now you didn't do this for my children, but you did for your children. And so I remember times like my mom would be like, I would have done something with my sister, something wrong with my sister, and my mom would only spank me. I was just like, I don't click. Like,
We were in this
about?
together.
Like, I thought we did this together. So it became very apparent that there was a huge divide in the home. And so my mom, well, she decided to walk away.
Yeah.
And I remember her walking away, the day she walked away, small Kalito car, putting some chairs, putting a mattress, not bed, some 2 chairs, 3, a bed, our clothes. And we got into the front of the car. She had 3 children. She just lost her job. She actually just had an accident and lost her job. So, and then here we are in the car and we're going. Of course, as we're kids, we're excited.
You don't
Although
understand.
you don't understand-ish. I think I kind of did, because I did ask my mom. I said, so mommy, where are we going? And then she just looked at me and said, I don't know. I said, mommy, you've packed us up. We're leaving daddy's house. Like, we're literally looking back at the house. And you don't know where we're going. She said, I don't. So, of course, that time there was not many phones. Or maybe us we just didn't have. I don't get it. But she called, or she got in touch with a friend of hers who lived on Kira Road. And, she said, can us and the kids stay at your house? Now, it was a beautiful home, like it was. So we're like, yay, mommy, thanks, you left. Kudos. We had a big house, 3 bedrooms. We even each had a room. But we could only share the same mattress.
Okay.
But we knew that those were our rooms. You could. After that night sleeping with mommy was one big, but it was a 5x6 mattress. So me, my mom, me and my 2 brothers. After then, you can wake up in the morning, shower, and then go to your empty room, quote unquote. But after a while, my auntie needed to refurbish her house. And so she'd obviously been telling my mom,
Yeah.
a time is coming.
You need to start planning.
You need to start planning. You need to find where to go. So this is a chick. She has no job. School. She finished school in like S3, like no hope for. So my auntie says, I need to move the house. Of course, my mom was like, no, I have faith. It will work. You start. Little did we know they were going to start with like the roof.
And you were still there.
Yeah.
Okay.
No roof. The house was broken down until just our. So should I call it a cubicle? what should I call it? The room where we
So-
were. That 4 walls, a perimeter of 3 walls, and they have broken, like a door which was not necessarily closing. My mom keeps saying that if you did this, that, that door would get open. I remember times when, and we used to sleep under the stars.
Wow.
I remember times when we just pray that the rain doesn't fall. Like you'd see the clouds come together and pray